رمضان 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 يا حبيب رمضان.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يذكرك ويشكرك ويؤمن بك ولا يكفرك يا أرحم الراحمين. I bear witness that Allah is the only one worthy of worship and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam his last and final messenger. Today I would like to continue our discussion about the importance of reading the Quran, searching for a specific subject, or you try to find out what is the main theme or the subject of this group of verses or this juz or the surahs, and you try to contemplate on that. For instance, one of the things that we know about Surah Al-Kahf, which is something that we read a lot. In Surah Al-Kahf, we know that the Prophet ﷺ told us that memorizing the first 10 verses of it will be a protection from the false Messiah. We know that Surah Al-Kahf is a protection from the fitna. That's why cave, the word cave, kahf, cave has always been sought for protection. People go to caves to protect themselves from the rain, protect themselves from animals, protect themselves from cold. Okay? So cave in itself just give you that indication or that give you that meaning. It's a protection. Protection of the fitan, especially the fitna of Ad-Dajjal. And if Surah Al-Kahf can protect you from the trial of Ad-Dajjal, that means you can be protected from any other trial. Because the Dajjal is the worst trial that the Nabi ﷺ asked us to ask Allah protection from it. He himself, the Prophet ﷺ, used to ask Allah protection from this trial, from the trial of Ad-Dajjal. We know that Ad-Dajjal, the false Messiah, comes with 4 types of fitan. Trials. He asked people to worship him instead of Allah. That's the fitna in the deen, in the religion, in the tawheed, in the aqidah. He will come with so much wealth, so much rain after the land is dry. The fitna of wealth, the fitna of the dunya. He will tell people about things from the past, tells them about something from the unseen world, at least relatively to the people that they can't see, they don't know about. Fitna of knowledge, ilm. He will control the world except 4 places he will not be able to control. He will not be able to walk inside these 4 places. Small places. The Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, in Medina, Mecca and Medina, and the Masjid in Jerusalem, and Masjid al-Tur in Sinai. As the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that in the hadith which is authentic, from hadith Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. These 4 great fitan. If you look at Surah Al-Kahf, Surah Al-Kahf talk about these 4 subjects through 4 stories and shows you how to protect yourself from each one of these fitan. So the young men who run to the cave, what was their fitna about? They were tested and trialed because of their faith, because of their belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can you protect your religion? How can you keep your religion? Be in the company of good people. You want to protect the pressure of the society to leave your deen? Stay connected together. Be a strong community. Have good friends. Otherwise, if you have bad friends, you lose your deen. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in this surah, واصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون وجهه ولا تعد عيناك عنهم تريد زينة الحياة الدنيا ولا تطع من أغفلنا قلبه عن ذكرنا واتبع هواه وكان أمره فرطا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Muhammad to stay with patience. with patience with the people who pray to their Lord in the day and in the night. Those who are seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure. And do not even look to other than them. Stick with them, look at them alone, be with them. That's the order. That's the way to survive this fitna. He told us the story of the two men. When one of them has so much wealth, huge garden, he walk into his garden so proud of what Allah gave him. And he has so much money, many children, many followers. Basically, he's so proud of the dunya. This is the fitna of the dunya, the fitna of the wealth. How to survive it? Allah mentioned that in Surah Al-Kahf. In this story, when He said, وَاضْرِبْ لَهُم مَّثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا كَمَاءٍ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ فاختلط به نبات الأرض فأصبح هشيما تذروه الرياح وكان الله على كل شيء مقتدرا. The example of this life like the rain, and we talked about that before. Rain causes plants to grow, but soon it will die, these flowers and these plants. That's the dunya. Temporary, short. So if you want to fight, to basically to control your desires and your love for wealth and the dunya, remind yourself constantly of what this life is all about. How soon it will be gone. It will be gone. The story of Musa and Al-Khadr show you the fitna of knowledge. Musa said, who's more knowledgeable than me? And Allah told him about Al-Khadr. What protects you from this fitna? Because knowledge can lead to arrogance, is to be down to earth. Humility. قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا. You'll find me patient. I will not disobey you. Allah made Musa, no doubt that Musa in higher status than Al-Khadr. No, even if we say Al-Khadr is a prophet. Musa is Kalimullah. Musa is one of the greatest Ulil Azm, the Rusul. Musa is one of the greatest prophet. His nation is the second largest, greatest nation after the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But Allah made him as a servant to Al-Khadr, a follower of Al-Khadr, to teach him a lesson, and to teach all of us that to save yourself from this fitna is to be humble. And the last one, the fitna of power. The fitna of basically being in charge, being powerful. And the story of Dhul Qarnayn came to tell us that the way to survive this is to be sincere. So you do everything for Allah, not for yourself, not for the power, not for the fame. That's why Allah ended with قُلْ إِنَّمَا أَنَا بَشَرٌ مِثْلُكُمْ يُوحَى إِلَيَّ أَنَّمَا إِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ فَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. The ikhlas, the sincerity, that you worship Allah alone, do everything for Allah, do the good deeds. That will make you survive that fitna. And in the middle of the surah you see that Iblis is the mastermind behind all these fitan. Using all these tools, using these things that embedded in us, which is the love for power, the love for wealth, the love for the dunya. That's why in the middle of the surah Allah warning us from ash-shaytan. أَفَتَتَّخِذُونَهُ وَذُرِّيَّتَهُ أَوْلِيَاءَ مِن دُونِي وَهُمْ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ بئس للظالمين بدلا. Reminding us of the enmity of a shaitan. This is our enemy. Let's have a good quick break and come back to continue our discussion inshallah ta'ala.
رمضان 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 يا حبيب رمضان. رمضان 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 يا حبيب رمضان.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه، ثم الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم اللهم تسليما كثيرا. We are still talking about the principles that help us to contemplate in the Quran. And the last one was talking about how it's important to look at the subject, look at the either you search for a specific subject in the Quran, or you look at the subject of the surah, the group of verses, what is focused on, how it is basically representing this case. The more you think about one subject or the subject of the surah, or you look for one subject in different surahs, you still reading the Quran, you start reading the Quran in a different way. That's another tool to help you to contemplate in the Quran. And number 12 that I want to share with you, and maybe I'll make this the end of our discussion, because 12 points, maybe you can gather from them 2 or 3 or 4 and apply them. Because there is other things I want to talk about that I think it needs to be changed in Ramadan as well. And the last one that I want to end with, that is so important when you read the Quran, is always to think about, whenever you read a verse in the Quran, it's a general term, think about, break that generality or that general terms into specifics. For example, when you read what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. If you try to count Allah's blessings, you will not be able to count them. So one of the things that you try to do when you see this general term, think about the blessings that Allah have given you. And when you think about Allah's blessings, or وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ, mention Allah's blessings upon you. You think about 2 types of blessings, the religious blessings and the worldly blessings. Think about all the religious blessings that Allah, did you pray Fajr? That's a blessing. Did you make adhkar? That's another blessing. You were able to thank Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's a blessing. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you understanding of the religion, that's another blessing. You're here listening to this talk, that's another blessing. Me being here to speak to you, that's a ni'mah from Allah. It requires for me to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. Then also grateful and thankful to Qanat al-Huda for having me as a guest. That's these so many ni'am that religiously, the Quran is a ni'mah. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a blessing for us. You know, the sunnah, the legislations, that He accept the tawbah, that He ordained for us certain things. If we do, our reward is multiplied. You know, I go to Mecca, I see Ramadan, I see new opportunities for us to increase my reward, to wipe my sins. That's all these are blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You break it down and see how this verse will change maybe your life completely. And the worldly blessings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us, وَإِذْ جَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. He bless you with hearing and eyes, or seeing, and hearts, and you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very little. قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. Rarely you are grateful and thankful to Allah. And rarely here, why? Because even if you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you never thank Him enough for the usage of these 3 things. It's interesting. Here you contemplate. Because you always hear and you always see and you always your heart pumping the blood. You're always using your eyes and you're always using your ear and you're always using your heart. How many times your heart beat a day? Each beat of your heart requires you to say thank you and like alhamdu wa shukr. Compare how many times that you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your ability to see and to hear. And because we use them a lot, these three things, we don't thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it so much. We usually thank Allah for something very unique, rarely to happen. But the thing that we use it a lot every day, we forget to thank Him for it. That's why I said, وَقَلِيلٌ مِّنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورِ. Very few who are grateful and thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you see a general term, try to break it down and see how it's related to you. فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. He has no one to help him, to give him aid, to give him victory, to give him strength. Think about that. فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. Think about how this can relate to you. Break it down. Know any type of power. Family, wealth, you name it. There is nothing will give you victory or strength against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. If you have taqwa, Allah give you exit. Then you see what's the exit. Exit from what? Exit from poverty. Exit from being lost and confused. And you didn't know where's the truth. Exit from ignorance. Exit from the darknesses of ignorance and doubts. Ittaqillah and see how Allah will guide you through these darknesses. This time, this hard time and basically confusion. Have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and see how Allah will give you exit from debt and financial troubles. We complain about we being targeted and squeezed and a lot rise of Islamophobes. Have taqwa and see how Allah give you exit from all these plottings against you. So whenever you start breaking down the verse, this general term, into specifics, it gives you completely different meaning. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى وَنَكْتُبُ مَا قَدَّمُوا وَآثَارَهُم. Bring life to death. We write down what they have earned and whatever they left behind. Left behind, آثارهم. Think about what you will leave behind you. Because whatever you leave behind you, it will be still written for you or against you. Are you going to leave behind you children that you have raised to be good Muslims? Leave behind your wife who will say good things about you. Parents or maybe or family member, they say good things about you. Friends and neighbors and community will praise you. Knowledge that will benefit. A masjid that you build. An organization that you established. A good sunnah that people will copy after you. Or it's the other way. Whenever you read the Quran, you start breaking it down this way, you have completely different experience in learning, in contemplating in the Quran, and new experience in how you will read the Quran, inshallah ta'ala. I hope these 12 principles, we start focusing on them, try to practice them until we master. It's not going to happen overnight. But I hope this is something that will inspire all of us to change the way we deal with the Quran. This will bring this episode to an end. Looking forward to talk about another issue that we need to change in the month of Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan.